Welcome everybody to this demonstration. I filmed a little bit the last job because not very often you can actually do before and after shots of cleaning really. Cleaning is more demonstration. Now as you can see, this is a window frame I'm cleaning. There's a couple in the room there. I only done one just to show you. This is all plastic. A lot of modern windows are plastic after all double glazing. We're doing the window frame. If you notice in this clip, I am not actually cleaning the window panes. Tell a bit in a minute. Sec. Getting all rid of the specks of black sometimes you get on there. I use the sponge because it's easy to get off. Doesn't ruin the plastic. There's obviously plastic. If it was wood, probably just a cloth. We're using the sponge going around the cloth as well, around the where you shut the window. And obviously we're going along like that, we go around the little edges, and there's a lot of ledges to plastic windows or PVC, whatever you want to call them. I don't know what the specific term is. And of course in this clip here you will see that there is there's like a really brown mark. Someone spilled coffee on the windowsill. We actually can't get rid of that, which is quite disappointing. First time we started, I actually asked him, it looks like it's melted into the plastic. I don't know what. But it's also like go around the lock there and get rid of some of it, and of course on going around there's the walls and this, like where the thing is we went around there, that's all painted, so there's no wallpaper there. Yeah, and making sure it's like nice and cleanish, and well, this is once a month, so we only go around once a month, random days, so we just pick it, or sometimes depends what I'm doing. It's not a set day this, but we go around. And I said like I always open the window because the edges are like against like some sort of sponge material, so obviously like insulation, so I always open it and do the corners as well, because sometimes get mucky right in the corners of the window frames. Right, going back to the reason we didn't clean the actual windows, because I'm not quite sure if my client actually has a window cleaner. Sometimes we do. I do clean the windows sometimes, but sometimes if we can't get to the outside, because these are double glazed, these modern windows are more sealed from the elements, and you get double glazed. If it's one pane, you know, we could probably get away with it, like cleaning. But with the window panes, if you can't get to the outside, we don't clean them, because if you clean one side, it still looks dirty because of the outside, of course. So this is just me cleaning the sides of the where the window is, because it's paint, so you just clean it, and that. So that's it for that little bit. Now, one thing I've never done before is, originally I've done other clips and things of this cleaning. One thing I've never done before is actually more of it, so I've just done the windowsills. This is actually doing some of the skirting board going around doors and stuff. We do this because all the skirting boards and things are quite like I would say naked, but you know, you can get them even in the living room. So that's the first thing I do. I go around the skirting boards because that's where it just collects the most from the start. I was talking to somebody else about this, and a lot of people don't realise this is where it actually collects. You can, you know, obviously you can clean the floor and things, but go around all these are all wood, and there's two doors in the hall here where it is, and we clean both doors inside and outside. And of course there's a little ledge there, so we clean all that. And today I used a sponge. Because it wasn't as dirty or more dirty, I just cleaning around. I always do this because you know, it keeps the area healthy and gets the dust off. Obviously you got to keep doing that here. That's what we do once a month, so that's why we do basically everything. I don't just leave these in 1 week and not do it the next. I clean the doors. When we first started, those were really mucky, but obviously we keep it up, and you know, do the doors, wipe them always, and there's like, you know, frame going all the way around the doors and up to the kitchen, and so we do this. And like I said, we use very liquid unless we need something stronger. We use sprays. Very liquid is very efficient, I discovered. I was doing sprays a lot more, but obviously you got different smells, different odours, and very liquid doesn't really give an odour off. It's really, that's probably the reason I don't do it sometimes. You know, I use sprays, like I said. I've used vinegar before for different things, and it, you know, it just, if you use it too much, it does, you know, not very nice. It's a little bathroom I thought I'd do as well. I've done a few clips here, and this is I always hoover a floor before I clean it because there's always going to be something. And I noticed this instance, because I never noticed this before, in the little tiny corner there's spiders coming out. Obviously this is the weather that's doing this, and what I do as well with the hoover on every room as well. I started doing this because of my wife. I started doing this at home. I go around the corners of the walls as well, no matter with the pipe, because spiders do linger above as well, and I always do this now. It's kind of an added cleaning thing I've done, as well as on the floor. I do the ceiling and go around the corners to make sure there's no spiders. Because things that were hanging around, like you can feel them on your skin when you're moving. I thought, what the hell's that? But I always do this: take the pipe off, take it on, and just do round. So you've got all the corners, because things do creep out. It's amazing where these things lie. Good job, I'm not afraid of spiders, isn't it? Sponsored by Vax. So yeah, as I said, on every job in terms of cleaning these areas, I do go over the walls in terms of the where the seam joins the ceiling. I always hoover that, and of course this is going through the tiles and cleaning the bath. There's a certain order to doing the bathrooms, if anybody knows about cleaning, or you just clean your own house, of course. Don't hire people. There's a certain order, because obviously I always use a different cloth with the bathroom. I was told that before I started. You use different stuff, different water, different cloths to do the bathroom, because the bathroom is one of the most important things for germs and cleanliness. So you want to get this right. Just clean over the thing. Depends on the sink. The plug hole was not really dirty as such. Well, it wasn't. Grime collects, and I did the toothbrush originally. Over time, I do clean, it gets better, but I spent about 20 minutes the first time. I thought, well, you can't spend 20 minutes on the plug hole. You actually got to go around the house. You got a time limit. What you get paid for. So do that. You just go around it every time, and people do use it when you're not there. This is once a month cleanness from this demonstration. So I do as much as I can. It doesn't take ages, but you don't want to spend too long on areas. You got to clean it, of course. Materials do their job. Go around there, obviously the plug hole, and do that. Yeah, and do go underneath as well, under the sink, and of course you can see there's pipes. A lot of people haven't got naked pipes. Depends on the house. They've got enclosed ones. So I wipe those around a little bit. Always wipe around. I said there's a certain order to actually doing little bathrooms or bathroom sinks or toilets. Sometimes there's just a toilet and a little sink like this one. Sometimes there's a shower or a small bathroom, and but obviously don't do the toilet first. You work your way around in order, because obviously you don't want to spread germs. Obviously you've got different cloths. I said, you use a different cloth from the bathroom to the hall, for example, or the living room, and you always different water and stuff. And because I said germs do collect, and you don't want to spread the germs around, even though you wash the cloth out. So I use I said another one. The skirting board is very important to clean. People don't realise this, even at the top it gets often skirting boards where you got like a film of dirt on top of it. You do that with a hoover. There's the toilet section. Obviously there's a certain order to do these things. You do the bottom first, and work your way from the top to the middle. Because even though you're washing the cloth out for germs and stuff, and you use a certain amount, I always use very liquid with a lot of things. The reason is partly is because you don't want loads of odours all over the place. Well, it's good and bad. Sprays obviously people use for cleaning, and but there's I've used sprays in the past. I still use sprays, and very liquid I use a lot, because people have always got it and I have it, and sometimes sprays are used if there's no cold water, warm water, but warm water, hot water combined with very liquid, because very liquid cuts through grease as well, and wipe the surfaces and everything. And I do like very liquid. And but obviously people have got to live in the house. You're not there all the time. You're only allowed to clean certain hours of the month or week. So you want to leave an odour so people know you've cleaned, but people know anyway, and you live for a certain time and you clean up things. I said the toilet may be obvious a place to clean. Not everybody, I guess, but there's either just a pan when you lift, or a pan and a lid like this. It's all plastic or PVC, kind of like the same material as a windows actually. Come to think of it, you wipe round. Obviously, people sit on there and leave messages and stuff like that. So obviously, this is obviously people know what toilets are for. But you clean all the cracks and stuff and the joins of where it is. With the actual where you flush, the top is I always use what's available in front of me, with bleach and stuff, or some mild toilet cleaner. Sometimes I go on the inside, sometimes I don't. I'll just wash with a brush and then clean it afterwards. And so do this and go around there with things. It's like I said, not absolutely dirty. People do use it, of course, before they go out the door or something. Because this is bottom floor. There is another one which I do upstairs, the bathroom. I've done that before. I've actually taken pictures of that on previous videos. Yeah, here we go. This is what I use. People don't mind me using both. I bring my own stuff, of course. Bring a Hoover sometimes. I sometimes use theirs, and I bring a Henry around, which is probably the best Hoover I've ever had in my life. It's like brilliant. I've a lot of building sites use them as well, which says something. Here we go, brushing around. This takes it all off. I sometimes scrub it inside with a brush or a sponge, but you got to keep throwing sponges away. Sponges are cheap, but you got to get a decent one. But this is when you just flush it and it gets rid of it. Obviously, the water comes down from a certain angle, so do that nice and clean. And you take the water away with a clean cloth, and so that's all clean. All the pipes done, the sink done, and obviously the Hoover in the floor. The next bit is the floor. So I've got no shoes on. I don't like walking around in shoes actually. One thing as well, I don't like doing that. I prefer walking in bare feet, so you at least if you've got no shoes on, you're not traipsing things around on your feet. Right, the next thing is the floor. Now, a couple of things. Depends on the area. This is quite small, of course. There's a lot of demonstrations, easy. I always go on my hands and knees and wipe with a cloth. Now, a lot of people use mops. And really, mops don't do the corners. A lot of these modern cheap mops have got a J-cloth like I'm using, cut into strips. I saw that at first. I thought, what the? I prefer, if I really went mad, I'm using a really expensive mop. But I get on my hands and knees. You feel as if you've got a lot more, and you see stuff. And obviously, you have very liquid again. And because originally when you got the surface dirt off, well, it depends what the tiles are made of. This is stuff I'm not quite sure what this is. It's not a thick tile like you get on the wall. It's a bit different, a bit softer. But obviously over time it does get cleaner. You can see results, but do the cracks in between the tiles, because they do get dirty. Even the tiles on the walls do. But a lot of people just obviously don't have. They have lino, which don't have cracks. But when you got tiles, you go with the cracks. They do get dirty. You can clean them with a cloth. It's not that difficult. You can do a toothbrush if you like. But this is what I do. I did this to get it cleaning because they come up really nice. Obviously, they're not going to be spanking and white because they've been down so long. Obviously, you can see the black there in certain elements. So you try and do it as much as possible. At least the surface is clean. You've cleaned it, and everybody's happy. Many thanks for watching, everybody. This demonstration video of mine. This is me, Paul Reeman, owner of Demand Cleaners.